What's up everybody, it's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster in Westwood, of course. And today we're going to be detailing more of the mine train and actually plop down what's going to be the steam train of the park as well. So we're going to start getting that transport ride in at the same time as getting pretty much this coaster more detailed and finishing the details in this section right here for the mine train coaster. So anyways, what we're doing right here is actually creating kind of a little bit of a building kind of thing with supported by this rock structure, which is kind of works as a terrainy mountain with a lot of rocks kind of, and it's going to be on top of the lift hill, and this is going to be kind of a little building that's going to be a mine supply building in a way is what it is kind of labeled anyways with the sign that I actually put in for the parts. I actually put a sign in that actually says mine supplies, so it's pretty much going to be something like that. There's going to be a lot of props on the inside for like you know, just regular mining supplies, of course, what that goes with the mine theme. So, and of course a lot of dynamite. You gotta have a lot of dynamite on these kind of rides, of course. So, that's what kind of goes on here, and not too much more to talk about on that part. So let's get talking about what's in the future. So the next thing that we're probably going to be working on a lot is the steam train, and also what's most likely going to be the dark ride of the park coming in the next episode, as well as with the mine theme. So there's a lot more stuff to get into, and I'm very excited to move on to more things. And that being said, once again, we will of course come back to a lot of aspects of different places and really detail it just a little bit more. So I like to save that final detailing till towards the end of the park, and once we get it more developed and stuff, we'll start to go into more details and minor details that will just make everything look slightly better in each part. So of course Westwood Shores is still not 100% complete. There's still some gaps to fill over there, and of course we got a lot of gaps to fill over here as well in the mining theme. So anyways, with that being said as well, we can also kind of maybe talk about what is going to be the next section of the park after the mine theme, and that's kind of a little bit of a developing story as well, because there's a lot of different things we could possibly go with for different themes and the sections of the park, because there's going to be the themed section that's going to have the B&M floorless coaster, which will be one of the larger rides in the park. So that's got to be an importantly themed and stuff like that. One of the sections that I'm really thinking of that kind of goes a little bit above and beyond what you would think, but kind of a futuristic style of section of the park. And when I say futuristic, I mean it's still going to be in the 1890s theme, but the difference here is that it's going to be more like of an invention section. So it's going to be a section to where people can bring their inventions in, and they're looking for new inventions to develop for the city of Westwood, or the town of Westwood, and just new inventions that are going to be game changers. So there's going to be like all different sorts of contraptions that people can try out. So it's a place for people to try out those new inventions and stuff. That's kind of a developing section of the park that I really would think will be kind of an interesting theme to it, because it's still going to be themed around the 1890s theme that the park is going for, but it's going to be kind of like a way to get away from the theme in a way as well. So it's going to be kind of like the sci-fi-ish theme of the Western theme, if that makes kind of sense. So that's going to be a very interesting section of the park, and I can't wait till I get to that section. I think it's going to be that section is actually going to be just to the right of the entrance, so it might be one of the last things we actually get to. So that's actually one of my next planned sections of the park that I can't wait to get to. And there might be one other section in between the mine theme and that inventions theme sections of the park, and that theme is kind of remains unknown at this point, and we'll see how that develops as well. But I need to develop that as well because it is next to the mine theme and everything like that. So there is a lot developing in the park, and I'm trying to figure out a lot of different things. So I've heard a lot great feedback and names for this mine train, and there's been just so much that a lot of people have liked. So you guys are really liking this mine train, I think. I haven't had really any negative things about it, except for that it could have been longer, or it could have been, you know, just a little bit more. But to me, I think the length is pretty strong. I think it's pretty good for what kind of ride it is. Again, this is a park that's not going to be huge, so they're not going to have the largest rides in the world. And the ride itself is a nearly 2-minute ride, so it's just under 2 minutes, I think. It's like 1:58, I think, was the final results and the length of the ride, and it was just under 3,000 feet long of track. So it's not too bad. I don't think it's actually a pretty decently sized ride. It's just not the longest in the world, but I find it to be very nice. I could have made the ride a little bit longer, but I just felt the length of it was kind of what it needed to be. And that's, you know, it's all opinions, but I just feel great of how it does turn out. So anyways, as for the names of these, I even heard some decent storylines that people came up with. One of the ones that I thought was really cool was that there's miners that are actually trapped inside the mine, and they're looking for brave volunteers to go help and rescue those as well. So that would definitely go well, especially for a family-themed ride, and I actually really like that storyline almost better than what I came up with, and I might actually end up going with that there's actually been some miners trapped inside the mine, and they're looking for some brave volunteers to go down into the mine and help rescue these miners from the mine. And I think that's actually a really cool theme, and it would work very well, especially since this is going to be more of the family-themed ride, more of the family-themed coaster than anything. So let me guys know in the comments what you think about that. Kudos to the one that actually suggested that theme and storyline for this ride. I actually thought it was a very brilliant idea, and I might actually end up using it in the end. So as for names, I've heard a lot of different things, you know, Gold Rush and Expedition, you know, Expedition Dynamite, or just stuff like that. But I want to make sure that I get the name right, because I want to make sure it goes within the storyline very well and it makes a lot of sense. So I want to make sure it's unique, definitely. That is one of my things that I want to make sure that it is definitely unique, and it has a nice, it goes with the theme very well. So not just like some generic theme, you know, like a Dynamite Run or something like that. No, something that will definitely go with the theme of the ride. So as of this point, we still don't have a name for this coaster, but we're getting there, and we're gonna develop over there. So I'd still love to hear your guys' names in the comments below, and ultimately, if I see something that you know, works very well, for right now we're gonna use the theme that one of you guys came up with, and I think it's a very brilliant theme, the storyline, I mean. So think about that storyline where the miners are stuck inside the mine and they're looking for volunteers to rescue those miners. So make sure you know that storyline. It goes very important when you're trying to come up with the name of the ride, I think, as well. So I think those two aspects are very important. So this area is actually turning out to be really cool, and I'm actually very impressed because it uses a lot of terrain, and I was actually really happy the way that actually turns out, because there's a lot of terrain, and the scenery just makes it that much better. You truly can't have a good looking park without scenery and you know, nature items and stuff like that. So I'm just very excited and can't wait to see the more stuff that we come up with in this park, because it's going to be so heavily themed that like every single queue line that's in this that I've made for each ride so far has 100% theming. You know, the track scenery is very high, and if I actually haven't actually looked at what this one actually is, because I haven't actually checked that since I've tested it. So we're gonna we'll see how it ends up, but that's gonna ultimately drive more guests into the park and more towards these rides. And I think it's gonna be really neat and really awesome to see guests get excited for these rides and everything. So that's gonna be a lot of fun, and I just cannot wait to see how this develops in the future. And just let me know in the comments what you're thinking so far about the park. And again, still a lot of work to do. There's tons of work to do still in this park, and again, my goal is to get it finished by March, and I just can't wait to see what it's going to be like by then. And it's going to be great. Now, as for frame rates, the game's still running relatively smooth. I'm not having too many issues with frame rate, and I'm running the game currently on high settings, which is actually really good as well. And it's starting to drop some frames, but it's not like unplayable yet. And if I ever get to the point, you know, I most likely am gonna have to drop it down to medium or even possibly low at one point once we get further along into the park, because there's just so much detailing in every aspect of every ride, of every section. So that's something that we have to keep in mind and look out for in the near future. So it's one issue. I think that they've really worked on the optimizations through the last couple updates in Planet Coaster, and it's actually really helped the game, I think, a lot. So I'm very excited to see if they further those in the future. So if they further those optimizations in the future, that's going to be awesome. And then, of course, eventually, I don't know how soon, but I'm definitely going to need to get a new graphics card. I'm due for an update or upgrade pretty soon, because I am currently running a an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660 Ti, which this graphics card has worked very well for my PC so far. When I bought my PC, I actually bought this graphics card that went to go with it. Back in the day, it was one of the best graphics cards out there, and it's proven that because it's lasted me for going on about almost 4 years now. So I've had the same graphics card for about 4 years now, and it's starting to get to about the time where I do need to upgrade it and get better helps on my graphics and stuff like that. So anyways, this building right here is going to be kind of like the gift shop at the exit of the ride. This ride's not going to have any like huge, you know, gift shop at the exit, so it's just going to have like this little stall here, which is just a memento, of course, which is going to be the most common, you know, for gift shops and stuff like that. So you're going to see a lot of those and stuff like that. So there's also going to be something I do want to put in this section of the park also is kind of a theater building, which is going to be a suit as a theater, which will have shows and stuff like that. Not an actual, it's not going to be interactive or anything, unfortunately, but it's still going to work as something that will be there, and just for realism purposes, you know, I think it will be really cool to have that theater and stuff like that. So anyways, this exit pathway that's slanted on with the terrain actually turns out a lot better than I thought it would. Now, to put in that center piece that wraps around over there, I want to put something like a centerpiece or something like that. Maybe more just like more scenery items and theming, you know, like a mine cart or something like that, or just something really cool in that regard. So that will be quite interesting and everything like that. And of course, we get to the entrance of the ride as well after we place some of these trees and rocks and nature items and stuff like that. We get to the entrance of the ride, where I actually placed the sign there and just stuff like that, and the measuring stick, which of course I just like copy and paste it from the other rides, because I think it will work really well for the other rides as well. And of course, I'm gotta remember to start putting down some lampposts to make sure that this park is well lit at night, because we're gonna make sure the park is open up at night as well, which will be really fun and really cool. So I can't wait. I really am excited for this park. Like, no joke. I've never been so excited of developing a park and building a park that I have. And I've been building on this park nearly every day for the last week or so. And I can't wait to see how it develops further. And who knows how many episodes it's going to have with just, detailing and stuff. I know a lot of episodes get a little bit boring with, just with the detail episodes like this. But overall, in the end, I think it's going to be completely worth it. So I hope you guys stick in there with me and enjoy the show, because really once we get to the cinematic video, it's all going to be worthwhile. I mean, all those hours of gameplay and stuff like that, all crammed into like a video that's not even 20 minutes, maybe. It just depends. This is going to be the biggest cinematic video I will make when we do get to that point, but of course we got to build the park first. So anyways, this is actually where I'm going to have the train station for the steam train. We don't get into that, but starting next episode, we're going to be detailing the train station, the train depot, which will be a lot of fun in the future. And I wanted to make sure I got it in kind of early in the park. That way we can kind of build around the rails and everything that are going to be going through the park. So that's about it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos like this. Make sure you have a great day, even cooler tomorrow, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.